The world is full of people of every size, shape, and color imaginable. But mixed in with the rest of us, there are also some people with body features so rare and weird that they don't fit into any usual category. These aren't quirks or minor oddities. They're features that stop you for a second and make you look twice. Some were born with them, others developed them later, but none of it follow any normal pattern. These are the 15 unusual people with the strangest body parts. Number 15. Annie Hawkins Turner. Annie, better known as Norma Stitz, holds a record that's impossible to miss: the largest natural breasts in the world. With a bra size of 102 ZZZ, her figure is truly one of a kind. Annie's rare condition, called gigantomastia, causes extreme breast growth, and it hasn't been easy. Finding clothes that fit, handling back pain, and dealing with constant public stares became part of her everyday life. But instead of hiding, she faced it all head-on. Annie chose to embrace her body completely. She turned what others called a burden into confidence, stepping into the spotlight and using her platform to promote self-acceptance. She's not chasing attention, she's teaching self-love. Her message stays simple: beauty has no single form, and real confidence isn't about perfection, it's about acceptance. Annie turned struggle into strength and became an advocate for body positivity worldwide, proving that comfort in your own skin will always outshine bad eye. Number 14. Redzia Begum. This woman from Bangladesh lives with a leg so swollen it reportedly weighs close to 60 kilos. She's around 40 and a mother of 2. The swelling began 18 years ago, shortly after the birth of her second daughter, and has since worsened to an extreme degree. Despite consulting multiple doctors, she's yet to receive a definitive diagnosis or lasting treatment. Medical experts suspect elephantiasis, a parasitic infection that clogs the lymphatic system and causes limbs to balloon grotesquely. Confirming that, however, would require more advanced testing and potential surgery. Because of her condition, Redzia remains bedridden and fully reliant on her family for support. She can't work, move independently, or assist with any part of household life. Multiple people are often needed just to shift her position. Most of the details surrounding her story come from news media and social posts. Reliable medical documentation is scarce, but her reality remains as physically and emotionally heavy as the limb she's forced to carry. Number 13. Eric Kilburn Jr. This 16-year-old boy from Michigan now holds 2 Guinness World Records, the largest feet and hands on a living teenager. His feet measure 35.05 centimeters, and he wears a U.S. men's size 23 shoe. His hands are 23.2 centimeters long. Since childhood, Eric has stood out, often towering over classmates and quickly outgrowing store-bought shoes. By 5th grade, he could no longer find any footwear that fit. His family was forced to order custom shoes, each pair costing over $500. For years, he wore Crocs through brutal Michigan winters, suffering foot injuries like blisters and ingrown toenails. But after his story gained traction, companies like Puma and Under Armour, and even Shaquille O'Neal, stepped in to help. His mom also launched the Big Shoe Network to support people with hard-to-fit sizes. Despite the stares and daily struggles, Eric embraces his size. He wants others to know it's okay to stand out, even when the world isn't built for you. Number 12. Erin Honeycutt. Erin holds a Guinness World Record for something most women are pressured to hide: her beard. It measures 31 centimeters, making hers the longest of any living woman. The growth is due to polycystic ovary syndrome, a hormonal condition that often causes excessive hair. For years, Erin shaved multiple times a day, trying to conform. But everything changed when she decided to stop hiding and just be herself. With the support of her wife and a shift in mindset, she let it grow, and what followed was both personal transformation and public attention. She claimed her record in 2023, but the real victory was how she reclaimed her body on her own terms. Now, Erin uses her story to challenge stereotypes and advocate for body positivity. What some call strange, she calls strength. She didn't grow a beard for attention. She grew it because she stopped apologizing. And in doing so, she's turned a beard into a symbol of self-worth. Number 11. Roberto Esquivel Cabrera. Roberto from Mexico went viral after claiming to have the longest penis in the world, reportedly measuring over 18 inches. His story made headlines everywhere, sparking fascination and debate. But for Roberto, this wasn't just about fame. He says his extreme anatomy has made life difficult. Finding work, maintaining relationships, and even wearing clothes, all of it became a challenge. Medical evaluations revealed that most of the visible length comes from skin and non-erect tissue. Still, Roberto stood by his claim and even tried to have Guinness verify it, though they declined. He continued to speak publicly, saying he wanted recognition not for the attention, but for representation. His case raised important conversations about body image, masculinity, and the sometimes complicated relationship between physical traits and self-worth. Whether or not he holds the actual record, Roberto's story is more than a headline. It's a look at how something that seems enviable from the outside can come with a very real, messy cost. Number 10. Lyudmila Tichenkova. Lyudmila from Ukraine is known globally for having the longest neck on record, an astonishing 7 inches in length. At just 25, her striking proportions earned her viral attention and the unofficial title of longest neck in the world. Her condition stems from Marfan syndrome, a rare connective tissue disorder that affects the body's skeletal system, vision, and heart. Around age 10, her parents began noticing rapid changes: unusually long arms, curved spine, and a dramatically elongated neck. The condition can cause serious complications, but Lyudmila has remained resilient. Her unique look has made her self-conscious at times, but she's learned to live with confidence and grace. She shares her experience publicly, raising awareness about Marfan syndrome and how it impacts those living with it. Her story isn't just about rare anatomy, it's about persistence. Lyudmila continues to challenge narrow definitions of beauty and normalcy, showing that even in the face of discomfort, it's possible to embrace what sets you apart. Number 9. Ashley Kerpiel. When Ashley Kerpiel was a toddler in Georgia, doctors believed she had cancer. At only 2 years old, they amputated her right arm and shoulder, hoping to stop what they thought was a fast-growing tumor. Years later, the truth surfaced. It wasn't cancer at all. Ashley had fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, or FOP, a genetic condition that slowly turns muscles, tendons, and ligaments into bone, as if a second skeleton forms inside the body. Many with FOP are born with misshapen big toes, but the clue often goes unnoticed. Even minor injuries or injections can trigger irreversible bone growth. In 2006, researchers found nearly every case stems from a mutation in the ACVR1 gene, which keeps signaling the body to create new bone. The disorder affects about 1 in a million people worldwide. In 2023, the FDA approved palovarotene, Sohonos, a treatment that helps control flare-ups. Ashley continues to raise awareness, showing how one small genetic error can rewrite the body's entire blueprint. Number 8. Aaliyah Nasirova. Aaliyah holds the official record for the longest hair on a living woman. On February 25, 2024, in Italy, her hair measured an astonishing 8 feet long. Born in Ukraine, she's never once cut it in her life. What began as a personal choice evolved into a lifelong commitment. Her hair weighs over 2 kilograms when wet, and caring for it is no small task. She follows a strict care routine, avoiding tangles, knots, and anything that might cause damage. Even everyday things, doors, chairs, stairs, can become hazards. But for Aaliyah, the hair is more than just a look. It's an extension of her patience, self-expression, and natural beauty. She regularly shares hair care tips, photo shoots, and glimpses into her day-to-day through social media. Her record might be measured in inches, but it's really a statement about staying true to your choices. Aaliyah's not just a world record holder. She's a walking reminder that beauty doesn't need cutting to grow. Number 7. The Girl with Two Faces. Lai Singh was born on March 11, 2008, in Saini Sunpura near Delhi, with a single skull and torso but duplicated facial features, 2 pairs of eyes, 2 noses, and 2 mouths. Locals initially believed she was a reincarnation of the goddess Durga. Her parents, Sushma and Vinod Singh, took her home, unaware she suffered from a rare condition called diprosopis. Unlike conjoined twins, diprosopis results from abnormal activation in the sonic hedgehog gene pathway, which controls midline facial formation. When disrupted, facial structures may widen or duplicate entirely. It's among the rarest craniofacial disorders known, with only a handful of cases recorded. Lali's family refused imaging tests, so doctors couldn't determine her brain structure or airway function. Feeding was difficult, and her eyelids couldn't close, causing severe damage. Despite their care, she passed away at 2 months old from cardiac arrest. Her short life remains one of the most documented cases of diprosopis ever seen in modern medicine. Number 6. The Stone Baby. In La Boca, 92-year-old Estella Melendez was hospitalized after a fall, but a routine scan revealed something shocking: a calcified fetus inside her abdomen. It wasn't a living pregnancy or fetus in fetu. It was a lithopedion, known as a stone baby. This occurs when a fetus dies during an abdominal pregnancy, and the body encases it in calcium to protect against infection. In Estella's case, the fetus had been there for over 50 years without causing harm. It weighed around 4.4 pounds and remained perfectly preserved. Since she had no pain and was in her 90s, doctors decided not to remove it. Lithopedion is one of the rarest medical phenomena, with fewer than 300 cases reported in more than 4 centuries. It happens in only about 1.5 to 1.8% of abdominal pregnancies. Estella's case stunned the medical world, revealing how the human body can adapt in extraordinary ways to preserve itself, even when carrying a secret for half a lifetime. Number 5. Mikl Ruffanelli. Well now, it's time to celebrate curves we mean like real ones. Mikl Ruffanelli holds the record for the world's widest hips, measuring over 8 feet around. Yes, really. That's wider than most doors. But Mikl doesn't hide from that number. She owns it. She walks into a room and you know it. Tight dresses, proud smile, unshakable presence. In a world built for thinness, she made her own lane and refused to shrink for anyone. She's not here to blend in. She's here to expand the whole definition of beauty. Her hips aren't a problem. They're a power move. Mikl is a mother, a public figure, and a walking reminder that beauty doesn't live in one body type. She's not asking for permission. She's showing up, loving herself loud, and setting her own rules. If confidence had a face, it'd be hers. Her hips don't lie, but neither does her message. You don't need to fit in to be seen. Just take up your space and live it. All right, now let's move to number 4, the longest tongue. Chanel Tapper from California holds the Guinness World Record for the longest tongue on a woman, measuring 9.75 centimeters or roughly 3.8 inches from tip to lip. She first noticed it as a child when classmates started pointing it out. Since then, her unique feature turned into a jaw-dropping advantage. Chanel can do tricks most people can't even imagine, flipping cups, pulling out Jenga blocks, even curling her tongue around spoons and lifting them. The reactions are usually a mix of amazement and disbelief. She's made appearances in ads, traveled for Guinness events, and built a reputation online, all thanks to one unforgettable trait. But what makes Chanel stand out isn't just the record. It's how fully she owns it. She talks openly about embracing what makes her different, even when it turns heads. While some might have hidden a trait like hers, Chanel leaned into it. Her story's not about shock or strangeness. It's about self-acceptance, humor, and celebrating how the smallest details can define who we are. Number 3. Kyle Maynard. Kyle Maynard was born with congenital amputation. No arms below the elbows, no legs below the knees. But what could have been a lifetime of limits became something entirely different. Growing up in Georgia, he refused to let anyone do things for him. He ate by himself, dressed by himself, and joined the high school wrestling team. At first, he lost every match. Then he started winning. He competed against able-bodied athletes and gained national attention. From there, Kyle didn't slow down. He fought in mixed martial arts. He became a weightlifter. He opened a CrossFit gym. And in 2012, he crawled, literally, up Mount Kilimanjaro with no prosthetics. It took 10 days on the elbows and knees to reach the 19,341-foot summit. No spotlight, no shortcuts, just grit. His book, No Excuses, became a bestseller, and Kyle now speaks around the world. Not to preach hope, not to sell inspiration, just to prove that survival isn't about what you're born with. It's about what you decide to do anyway. He is a real hero. Number 2. Singh Chowan. Singh Chowan from Jaipur, India, holds the world record for the longest mustache, over 18.5 feet or 5.6 meters. He's been growing it since 1970. What began as a cultural expression eventually became his life's signature. In Indian tradition, mustaches symbolize dignity, masculinity, and pride, and Ram fully embraced that identity. Maintaining it isn't easy. He uses natural oils, grooms it daily, and wraps it carefully to avoid breakage. Growing it took more than 40 years, and now it stretches like a living banner of discipline. His mustache has brought him global fame, Guinness World Records, international TV, and even a cameo in the James Bond film Octopussy. But to Ram, it's never been about fame. It's about heritage and self-respect. He says people might stare, laugh, or admire, but he doesn't care. His mustache is his story. In a fast world chasing shortcuts, Ram's slow-grown achievement reminds us that legacy often grows strand by strand. With patience, no trend can fake. All right, guys, now let's end this with Number 1. Asha Mandela. Well, now meet Asha, the woman whose dreadlocks are over 60 feet long. That's not a guess. Guinness certified it. Her hair could literally stretch down a 2-story building. It's not just length, it's presence. When Asha walks, her locks trail behind her like royalty. But maintaining that crown, it's a job. Washing it takes days. Untangling is a test of patience that most of us couldn't pass. But Asha's hair isn't just about style, it's spiritual. Her locks represent her heritage, her beliefs, her power. This isn't vanity, it's identity. Every strand holds meaning. She doesn't chase trends. She carries a legacy. And when she moves, you feel it. She walks like someone who knows exactly who she is. In a world that shames black hair, Asha stands as proof that it should be celebrated, never tamed. She didn't grow her hair to impress anyone. She grew it to honor herself. Well, that's it for today, guys. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you soon in the next one.